So this is, again, very bullish territory. Mind any type of shorting up here. We're above a couple of really key levels, and our next stop is really going to be like 936, 21,936. We're like 300 points away from our next low volume node. So let's be patient. We'll see what the market gives us today. Still always going on inflation. Core prices is still an issue. I'm not declared victory on inflation yet. I need to see more progress. All right, hasn't declared victory on inflation yet. Not a surprise, is it? This has been going on for how many years now? How many years has this been a thing? It's getting a little old, Mr. Powell. Because we are in price discovery on multiple time frames here. We are above last week's upper band, monthly upper band. We are above the intraday upper band. On our 30-minute profiles, we are in price discovery above this range that we established. And on our yearly chart, our daily, yearly VWAP, we are busting through the upper band again. So this is bullish on every time frame right now. There's nothing bearish about this. So mind your shorts. Doesn't mean we can't get a rejection sooner or later, but we can't just randomly short the market hoping for a pullback. This thing can run, as you can see, like it did back on May 28th. This thing ran, 500 from this level, 400 points before it found a distribution here. So we're going to be really patient today. We got to be patient today, guys. We don't want to chase price. We're going to try and look for some pullbacks. Maybe it turns into a rejection. We're just going to have to wait. Unless you want to trade another market. There's gold. Gold selling off as the market rips, of course. And we got oil. It's kind of at a fade value or extreme right here. So we'll see. We'll see if we get a big rejection here or if it can keep running. If we can reject and reclaim into the value area, then I'm all about trading it. We'll watch the 500 level or so, 550, 570 for a pullback. But man, this thing is rip-roaring. We've been going straight up since 4 a.m. Pretty much all of London. So we'll see. Good morning to everybody on YouTube. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Let me get this into the free chat real quick. Anybody take any trades this morning? I took some longs in my instant funded, hit profit target on that. I'm going to trade my top step and my cash today. Pretty much flat in my cash account. I'm up $2. Pretty much flat. Job market appears broadly healthy with some signs of weakness. So we're going to be patient. Look for this to calm down a little bit. Maybe we drift higher. We're going to wait. So far, we're just grinding higher on NQ. ES is still at the top of its range. it looks like it's gearing up to push through this level. A little different story on ES. We're not at upper band yet, so NQ has been relatively stronger, which is not uncommon for tech to be outsized and relatively strong. This is a huge level that we're pushing through here on NQ. So we're going to see if we get any setups, but as of right now, we are in price discovery, no shorts. We don't have an initial balance yet. So we don't really have any setups. Every pullback is a opportunity to get long, but it hasn't really given us, this is the best pullback we had at 950. That was kind of a scary sell-off if you guys were watching that. It happened real quick. Let's look at it on the 1 minute. Just kind of dumped real fast. And then it found some support there. So it looks like we do have some sellers stepping in here, but we do have this distribution here. So we can watch this area to go long as we go down to 93. We'll see how it reacts. I do like it coming back to the point of control here. It is a big red candle on the 1 minute, but these things tend to get bought up in a market like this. So let's see. Quite the sell-off there, guys. See if it gets bought up. Or is this just a big rejection? See what we get. Let's see if we can get some buyer step in. We hit VWAP on ES there. Grabbed a nice little piece of that. Like I said, looking to get long, guys. Oh, grabbed a little $300 trade on that. Going long. So we got back to this meat of the distribution here, which I was expecting for buyers to step in, obviously. I wouldn't be surprised if they're putting together a bit of a bear trap to drive this thing higher. NQ is at point of control. ES is at value area low. Pretty big bounce from Anybody get long on this? Was a great little opportunity. That was the pullback. I'm telling you, everybody's waiting for some type of pullback to jump in. Now, let's see if we get an anemic bounce off of upper band here. That was VWAP bounce on ES, and a nice one. See it right there, VWAP bounce. Long, great setup. Nice. Yeah, this is just the type of market, guys, to be very careful with shorts. I'm going to wait and be patient, look for good long opportunities. Every time we get a nice little sell-off, bulls are going to be looking to buy that thing up. So I know it's hard, but now is this going to be the return to value on ES? I don't know. I don't want to short anything, to be honest. I think that's going to be a good trade, Darren. I think they're soaking in sellers to push this thing higher. I mean, that's what it feels like. They couldn't break through the level, so they soak in shorts, push everybody through. Now, if you can take some partial profits at value area high here, that would be ideal, but I'm going to look to get long again. See if we get a nice opportunity. So unfortunately, guys, the 55% off on top one is over. We're back down to 40% off on those accounts. However, it sounds like they have some new products coming out, and you'll be able to trade 7 accounts. So there's some pretty cool things coming down the pipe. I'll keep you guys abreast of that news as it breaks. It's in the works. I'm currently up about 5 grand in my 150K instant funded, so I'm a couple days away from a payout in that one.
Began posted up a positive speech on the financial newsfeed called Pervasive Uncertainty Calls for a Patient Policy Stance on the feed for each read through.
Now, yep, 7 a.m. There'll be some cool news. I'm a little privy to the news. There's going to be some new products coming out and the ability to trade a lot more accounts and all types of cool stuff. Yeah, very slow longs, but I'm telling you, you don't want to be shorting this. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but this is the type of market I generally get steamrolled in trying to short. So I'd rather be patient for the good longs. Unless there's a complete change of context. Nice. Now the change of context would be dropping to VWAP and holding in value area, the value area, but so far this thing is super bullish. ES almost back at highs here. NQ still a good 20 points away. Nice, Kevin. Good trade. This is that grindy action that feels like it's gonna go higher, push through these highs.
We have tested out both the jolts and factory orders report for the US on the financial newsfeed feed read through.
Bought that dip a little bit. See if this thing can push higher. This has been a buy the dip type of market. Very slow, but here we go. Higher highs. There's your ES. New highs. TradeAvate, Kyle, is the more accurate level. TradingView uses aggregated data. So TradeAvate's going to give you the better levels. So my point of control on NinjaTrader, for example, is it's about pretty close to the same. It's only about 3 points off. All right, let's see what we get next. This feels like it's pushing through some thick selling layers, which can take a while. Russell's taken off. The Russell. I'll be right back. Okay, the beginning of another little sell off here. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I mean, this is a developing value area high too, keep in mind. So it keeps pushing. So this is the extreme of today's value for sure, but we need to see, this isn't a hard level. This is more like an area right now. So right back down to this low volume node, 600. See if we could hold 600. Right back over 600, guys. You see that? Get bought up super quick. This is why you don't want to short this market. Stuff like that. VIX is down to 18.2, guys. This is bullish development. $59 on ES. As a target, profit target, Darian? Old closed to IBLO and lower band. Yep.
Brazil's Lula says the US needs to understand it is important to respect the integrity of other nations' institutions. If, and we have been seeking to negotiate tariffs with the US government, if there is no agreement on tariffs, we could seek WTO or take measures for reciprocity.
This is yesterday's value area high on ES. No, wait, hold on. Yes, it is. Oil taking off. Bitcoin taking off. Everything's bullish. All right, if you aren't in a long already, it's kind of too late. Now we got to break out of this value area and start to drift higher in order to try and get long on a breakout. But essentially, you know, this is not a great level to get involved. So now we either got to be patient. Yeah, Mike, yesterday's value area high is a strong level on ES. It looks like it's starting to break through. Right. It's different on TradingView than what I have on NinjaTrader. But it looks like it's pushing through. So does NQ. Well, it's trying to anyway. This is probably the 5th time it's tested it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th time essentially. And now it's the initial balance. And we're at point of control. So we need to sit tight. Wait for something good. Rejected again. But the wicks are getting higher and higher on the lows. Let's see if it does it again. See if we get another dip buy.
UK Devo sets coupon for 1.75% for new September 2038 index-linked gilt. This new index-linked gilt is due to be launched by syndication in the week starting June 9.
Little break of structure there. Do have a little bit of a short. Only from the break point of control down to lower band. Stop its break even. Only 2 micros, guys. Trading small size in this these top step accounts. I have very little drawdown to work with, so gotta trade the old micros. So we did have a flip in delta here. 1030, which was the IB set.
According to Punchbowl,
6032.
rescissions package to be sent to Congress today.
All right. Hey Dean, how you doing this morning? I don't think more longs right now, no. We've broken below the low volume node. We are at this other distribution, so we're gonna have to wait for a better long setup. Delta has flipped too. So sellers have stepped in.
That's according to a report at Onyx from Punchbowl, saying the White House will set up its rescissions package to Capitol Hill today.
I don't think, on the day we might be going higher. I'm just talking about like literally right now, right this minute. We got to wait. So, sellers are still driving this thing lower at the moment. Okay, we got some buyers stepping in here. Let's see if it's enough to flip it. Not yet. Starting to look like a long a little bit here, but I'm going to wait for a little more confirmation because we are at this low volume node right here. This could just be a back test. And then we go back down to 74. Feels a little better. I might flip long here. Only got filled 1 micro. That's annoying. All right. Well, how's an ENIC bounce so far? How's everybody in YouTube? Untitled says low volume. This is true story. Low volume, guys, unfortunately. I know long at the deviation band. I did flip long eventually, Elad. But we had sellers that waited for the delta to flip, which it did. Right around here. 1037. So longs are back on the table.
Voice news disconnected.
Watching to see if buyers are going to continue buying this up. Still looking long here, guys. Very choppy. Point of control, of course. It's like a little micro pullback before higher. So far anyway. See if it continues. I have some micros here at 10. 610. Get a little higher here. All right, stops that break even. All right, I'll see if I can hold a runner here. See if we can break these highs. That'd be nice. All right, I got two left. Stop at break even. Essentially point of control. If we could break out of this value area, that would be sweet. See what happens. But not much for me to do now. I'll take off one more at high and then hold the last one. Ah, nice, Dean. Was it a download? All right, good job, Darian. Nice trade. Looks like it's trying to break those highs again. That was a nice place to get long, wasn't it? It's almost like this. There's something to these setups. And this is the perfect market to get long at VWAP too. This is the ideal conditions. Yeah, I don't know where it is in the new dashboard. I was looking for it the other day, but you should have a practice account. I don't know where to activate that. Maybe you can do it in the old dashboard. But yeah, there's a practice account they give you. So you can lock yourself out of your funded or your combine, and then you can switch over to the practice account. So yeah, you can lock yourself out and still trade the practice. Just got to figure out where to activate the practice account. So Tron was asking me the other day on Q&A to hold some runners. I'm doing it today and he's not here. I don't see that in the new dashboard though, Chuck. I know where it is in the old dashboard. Yeah, I switched over to the new dashboard now. You shouldn't be able to buy combines in the old dashboard anymore. Let's go. There it is. See, patience paid on that one. Let's see how much of a runner we get out of this now.
Iran says US nuclear deal proposal is not clear and raises many questions. So Iran's Foreign Minister Aragachi commenting on TV.
Move my stop up a little bit. We don't keep going. I don't want it. Oh, this is a very bullish area here. All right, I'm going to let this one be, guys. I'm going to move over to my cash account and see if this one can continue to run. Theoretically, we can move up and form a new distribution somewhere above IB, well above IB, and that's where I can close it eventually later in the day. If we break below IB high, then I'm out. I got my stop right under here at 62.26.
actually says enriching uranium on Iranian soil is our red line.
All right, so I'm going to move over to the cash. Nothing really exciting. And, you know, there's no entry up here, obviously, so I'm going to have to wait. Maybe wait for some type of distribution to form. Be great if we can get to 83. Here we go. Moving my stop up. It's now at 38. This is the market you want to be long in, not short. For this very reason, when it just grinds up like this. Beauty. Well, I hope you guys joined me on that trade today. That was a great one. Really nice. Anchor no reversal. This is a grind out of value area. This guy can get out of my YouTube. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. For those of you in the Discord, we're going to keep on trading, see what we get out of this price action. Long only pretty much all morning. We're only up spot 3. There could be a lot more upside ahead of us. We'll see what happens. If you'd like to join us in the Discord, you can click a link in the description. There's a 7-day free trial. Come join us. And for those of you in the Discord, we're going to keep on trading. Manage your risk, stay sharp, and let's see what we get.